as well as licenses. In that area, there has been regular unauthorized entrance of minors, which in one way or another is being sponsored by business owners.
Ili pale mahali pawe na amani, lazima tufanye hivyo.
To restore peace, we must do so. And if there are buyers, why should they sponsor minors?
Hakuna anayesimama peke yake. Kuna mtu anayemshika.
Tumewapa siku 2 ili muweze kufanya maandalizi.
We've given you 2 days so you can make preparations to leave. But what you've produced, you're allowed to take with you. Minerals officer, find an area for these miners. Over 15,000 acres of farms with cotton crops in Kwima district have been swept away by water by the ongoing rains. This has affected the previous production intent from 18,000 tons to 9,000 tons in the 2021-2022 harvest season that will begin in May of this year.
Kwa kweli pampu za kunyunyizia ndio changamoto kubwa sana. Sina kwanza niseme sina. Natumia pampu za kukodi hivi unapulizia pampu lakini mpaka sasa hivi.
Pricing is one area that is disappointing. The government has not done us justice. The price was at 1,200 2 years ago, and last year it sold for 800.
Bei inapokuja kutolewa, inatolewa bei ya kukatisha tamaa. Yaani mkulima anakata tamaa kabisa.
The price was very discouraging to farmers, but I kept farming. It's been 3 years now that I've been cultivating cotton.
Katika msimu wa soko tunasimamia kuhakikisha kwamba wakulima wanalipwa pesa yao.
We make sure that farmers are paid on time. This season, farmers have been paid via the bank or mobile money. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Viswalo Mganga, has banned legal organs in charge of overseeing laws, transporting and opening cases against those accused of various offences in court from doing so in courts far from where the crime took place.
Mtu ashtakiwe kwenye maeneo anakostahili.
Cases should be tried on places that they deserve. In Muleba, I came across the challenge of people being tried in places they did not live or away from crime area. Government attorney in charge, please take care of this matter.
Simama hapa kuongea, nafikiri kesi ambazo za mauaji zinazosubiri usikilizwaji.
There are over 450 murder cases that needs to be heard. As a region, we have the responsibility of reflecting why do we have such huge numbers of cases that are related to murder.
Dr. John Pombe Magufuli ya kuwasogezea huduma muhimu wananchi wanyonge.
We must thank President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli for bringing judicial services closer to people. Due to the rise in prices of sunflower oil in the country, which is currently being sold at 5,000 to 6,000 shillings per litre, Tanzania Research Institute Tari Uyole in the Northern Highland Zones has advised the government to use prison institutes, the National Service and others to cultivate large farms of sunflower. This is so as to increase production of the crop.
Kwa kuanzia, hii mikoa 7
For 7 regions in the Southern Highlands, we will go to schools and prisons and use technologies for 5 years. Then every Tanzanian will have received the message.
Taasisi zote hizo zinaweza zikawa na wataalamu na vitu vyote vya kufanya hiyo kazi.
Every institution could have experts and equipment, but it is possible that the small farmer will not follow the technology. Supply has been low because there isn't enough being produced. Only 2 regions produce sunflower seeds. The Land Transport Regulatory Authority, LATRA, through its Director Johansen Kahatano, has refuted reports being disseminated on social media, stating that the authority plans to start charging 1 million shillings to hearses.
Napenda wanaofahamu kwamba LATRA huwa hatutoi leseni kwa magari ya kubeba maiti.
LATRA doesn't issue a license to vehicles transporting a dead body, and this is according to the law. The law specifies vehicles that are not issued license, including government vehicles, trucks that collect rubbish, and other vehicles that are used in community service.
The Regional Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, Abubakar Kinenge, has been handed 800 bags of cement from Twiga Cement Factory and handed them to Ubungo Municipal Council for the construction of classrooms in various schools in the district, including Kingongo Primary School. And the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, has received with great sadness news of the death of a special seats MP in Manyara region for CCM, Martha Jackie Umbula, which occurred today in Mumbai, India, where she had gone to receive treatment. President Dr. Magufuli sent his condolences to the Speaker of Tanzania Parliament, Job Ndugai, the family of the late Martha Umbula, all MPs, residents of Manyara region, and all those touched by her death. And Tanzania and Uganda have been commended for utilizing the opportunities of the Swahili language to strengthen foundations that will enable their citizens, especially youth, to determine the importance and benefits of the East Africa community.
Ni jambo moja zuri kwa sababu wimbo wenyewe ni wa Kiswahili.
It is good because it is written in Kiswahili, and so is the message. So we're happy that the East Africa community has reached this stage.
Sisi kama Tanzania tunakaribia milioni 60, lakini jumuiya nzima kwa ujumla tunaweza tukafika milioni 100.
In the entire community, we could be 100 million, meaning that we could deal with challenges together.
Kitu ambacho kitawasaidia sana ni kuangalia practically, kwa uhalisia nini kinachotendeka.
They could give us alternative solutions on what we need to do and how we could further promote the union.
And that is all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, the government of Kenya has said that locusts have again invaded and destroyed plants and grass in 15 counties up to now, with the second group of locusts said to have come from Ethiopia and Somalia.
The country is under the second wave of desert locust invasion. The second wave began with swarms entering from Ethiopia and Somalia in mid-2020. To date, 15 counties have reported desert locust invasion, namely Marsabit, Wajir, Garissa, Tana River, Lamu, Kilifi, Taita Taveta, Mandera, Machakos, Kitui, Isiolo, Samburu, Laikipia, Meru and Tharaka Nithi. So far, the total number of swarms that have settled in the country between November 2020 and January 2021, 5 swarms have been reported so far. And out of those, 66 swarms have been treated.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, citizens who ran away from their farms due to attacks from rebels thought to be ADF have been forced to go into others' farms following a lack of food and the hunger that they face.
These used to be our farms way before rebels' attacks. We wish to go back to cultivate our own food, although we're all scared. I am not scared anymore. Military officers are watching us. I cultivate near my house.
That's where we leave off with international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and now in business news. The Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange has run a competition called DSC Scholar Investment that is aimed at increasing understanding to university and secondary school students on the importance of investing in stock as they continue with school by using mobile stock, which is an easier form of investment.
Jaribu kuifikia jamii zaidi na especially jamii ya wanafunzi.
We started with university scholars, but right now we have reached secondary school pupils who are focusing on digital platforms since it is the best means of getting information quick, even on issues of investment.
Tunashukuru sana kwamba DSE imechukua initiative hii.
We're grateful to DSE for taking this initiative of improving education level to Tanzanian youth at the employment market by participating at the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange.
Tanzania Research Institute through Naliendele Centers urged farmers in Lampard District, Katavi region to develop sesame farming so as to increase revenue for themselves as the crop has a large global market.
Hali ya hewa ni nzuri na mazingira ambayo yanastahili kwa ufuta ni.
Weather conditions are ideal for growing the crop, and farmers in Katavi will be able to make profit out of sesame because they are well trained by us.
Zile aina awali nilikuwa sizijui. Mimi nilikuwa naona ufuta tu wakulima wanalima.
Previously, I had no idea about varieties of sesame seeds. These modified seeds are going to be useful to me as a farmer.
Barali District Council in Mbeya region has come up with a new strategy to provide loans to youth, women and people living with disability by giving them equipment to help them make investments and run businesses that will allow the loans to be repaid with more ease.
Mikopo hii imekwenda kwa lengo la kuwawezesha vijana.
The aim is to help youth, women and disabled before we used to give out funds so that they could engage in entrepreneurship projects, a move that was not fruitful. That is why we came up with this idea.
Sasa tunawaomba kwa sababu nyinyi sasa mmeshika hela za vikundi vingine ambavyo tunavyo.
We're calling on you to work hard and repay money that needs to be refunded to other groups so that other groups can also benefit.
Ili na vikundi vingine viweze kuipata hiyo pesa.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lampard.
And now in sports news. Tanzania head coach Etienne Ndayiragije has stated that fans enjoyed the game despite his side suffering a 2-0 loss in the African Nations Championship encounter against Zambia. Here's more.
From Captain Colin Sikombe and Emmanuel Chabula saw Chipolopolo pick an opening victory, and they are now second in Group D behind Guinea, who defeated Namibia 3-0 in Limbe. Taifa Stars conceded when Simba Sports Club defender Shomari Kapombe handled the ball and Sikombe opened the scoring from the penalty spot. Kapombe's club teammate Aishi Manula saved Tanzania from conceding more when he stopped Sikombe in a one-on-one situation by clearing the ball by his feet after the halftime break. Ndayiragije believes no side was superior during the clash, but admitted they went down because Zambia used their chances effectively.
And Al Ahly coach Pitso Mosimane has told jobless South African coaches to get out of their comfort zones and seek employment elsewhere on the African continent. Here are more details.
Mosimane is in his first job outside South Africa after joining 9-time African champions Al Ahly in September 2020. The former Mamelodi Sundowns tactician says he'll be disappointed to learn that no South African coach has applied for the vacant Simba coaching role, as he singled out Eric Tinkler to make an attempt. Tinkler, however, angrily reacted to reports linking him with a move to Simba last week. The former Bafana midfielder, who was employed by Maritzburg United until November 2020, described the rumors as a joke, as he took aim at football writers linking him with a job in Tanzania.
Frank Lampard is running out of time to save his job after Chelsea's defeat by Leicester prompted the board to start identifying possible replacements for their manager. Here's the report.
Chelsea have grown alarmed after 5 defeats in 8 Premier League games, and Lampard finds himself on increasingly thin ice. The 42-year-old is under no illusions about his precarious situation. He does not have long to convince the hierarchy, who have started to consider succession plans, that he can turn around the situation. The disappointing display against Leicester did little to suggest that Lampard, who has 18 months left on his deal, is capable of bringing the best out of his squad after spending more than £200 million last summer. Chelsea lie 5 points below 4th place Liverpool, who host Burnley tonight, and the owner Roman Abramovich could act if he senses that Champions League qualification is slipping away.
Cristiano Ronaldo hopes that Juventus can use their Super Copa win over Napoli as a springboard back into the race in Serie A.
Ronaldo and Juventus took down Napoli 2-0 last night, with the Portuguese star scoring the game's opening goal in the 64th minute. He was joined on the scoresheet by Alvaro Morata, who provided a goal with the last kick of the game to seal the victory for Juventus. With last night's goal, Ronaldo has now scored 21 this season, taking his career tally to 760 for club and country, and that makes him the record holder for most goals in the world in all competitions. The trophy is Ronaldo's 4th with Juventus, having joined the Serie A giants from Real Madrid in 2018.
Real Madrid coach Zinedine Zidane has accepted responsibility for his side's shock defeat to Alcoyano in the Copa del Rey last night.
Despite Eder Militao giving the Spanish giants the lead before half-time in the round of 32 tie, third-tier side Alcoyano took the game into extra time with an 80th minute goal from Jose Solbes. The game took a turn for the worse when the Minos' Ramon Lopez was sent off in the second half of extra time, but Juanan popped up to net the winner and take his side into the last 16. The result comes less than a week after his side were knocked out of the Supercopa de España semi-finals by Athletic Club, and a 0-0 draw with Osasuna, and last night's stunning upset will only increase pressure on Zidane, who defended his players, though he admits he's not sure if he still has their support.
And that's what's item and our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.